everybody. It's Josh and Elizabeth from Things from Another World, the world's best online comic book shop, and we're here with this week's new releases.
I'm kicking things off with Fairest #1, the highly anticipated new series by Bill Willingham set in the Fables world. I'm kind of in a quandary. It's a pretty good comic. I would call it box-worthy, except I feel a bit bait and switched. Fairest is supposed to focus on the women of the Fables universe, and yet this focuses almost entirely on Alibaba. Yeah, the Prince of Thieves and all of that. The Fairest, who is Sleeping Beauty at this point, really only shows up in the very end. So it is great. Like, the artwork is just beautiful. You got Phil Jimenez, and it looks like a really interesting comic. It just doesn't feel like what I was promised.
It's great for a Fables book, so if it was in Fables, you would love it. So yeah, the art is fantastic. It's just spot on, fantastic. Every like nuance, face, just it's great. It isn't what they kind of build it to be.
Yeah.
So maybe fence worthy. We'll check it out next issue and see what happens with it.
Absolutely.
Next is Amazing Spider-Man number 681, Spidey in Space. This was a great issue. I haven't been reading Amazing Spider-Man regularly, but it kind of made me want to. Because it's like a 3 times a month series, it's kind of an investment. So you have to know that getting into it, that you're going to be shelling out, $3 every week or 2 weeks. So, but the story is amazing in this issue, and it continues off from past events. Yep. So very fun. Dan Slott and Chris Yost are doing a fantastic job with it.
Super fun. They've got Johnny Storm back, and he and Spidey are hanging out and just having a fun like buddy comedy in space with J. Jonah Jameson's son, and it's fun. I say it's definitely box worthy, but I agree that the price and the frequency might add up. Next up, we have the Flashpoint trade by Jeff Johns and Andy Kubert. And, this is another kind of interesting thing for me. As a standalone, I say it is fence-worthy. Just because when I read it all the way through, I was kind of like, that's it? Like, it seems really slight. And that it needs all the, tertiary series around it. Like, there's a pretty good, simple storyline in here, but there are like a million characters making cameos, referencing stories that aren't really dealt in here. So reading this by itself, it feels surprisingly slight. And yet, I really liked what I found here. I loved Andy Kubert's art, and I really, really enjoyed the relationship between Flash and Batman, the different Batmen in here. I thought that really gave a lot of heart and soul to the book. So yeah, box-worthy if you're willing to pick up some of the other trades.
I think this is an amazing trade. I really liked it. You get small glimpses into other characters, which is good, but you don't have to follow those characters if you don't want to. It kind of does a really good job kind of leading you into those other trades if you want to pick those up. Basically, the Flash, Barry did something, and he is now the villain, you come to find out in the book. And it is amazing what they've done with these characters. And they really did set up the new kind of DCU out of Flashpoint. So if you've been reading the new books, this would be a good entry kind of gateway to the new DCU.
Great.
And then the last thing that we have is the Pop Vinyl V for Vendetta figure that just got in this week. We have a lot of Pop Vinyl figures, and they're all less than $10. Super cute, each one of them. So yeah, definitely go check out our stock of that.
Great, well that's what we have for you this week. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to share with your friends and comment down below on things that you would like us to review. Remember, you can buy all these things and thousands of other items online at our site at tfaw.com, and if you hang around to the end of the show, there will be a coupon for you to save some money on your comics.
Take care, see you next week.
Bye!